whatever you do, don't give up. Don't. No matter what it is. Of course, things that we do are always positive, and they're scripturally sound. So whatever you do not give up. That's what I want to leave with you for about 15, 20 minutes, is not to give up. And here's why. The scripture says that every man's work will be tested. Everybody's work will be tested. Everybody's work is going to be tested. Every house will be tested. Every house will be tested. Everybody's work will be tested. Anything that you do, it's going to be tested. It's going to be proven. There's a scripture that says that when you build a house, some built it in a manner that they wanted it quick. Some built it not so quick, but not quite in the right place. And there's some that built it upon the rock. And when the storms came, it beat upon that house and tested the house of what it was made of. And a lot of times, things are not made, or your work or your endurance is not made the way the task requires it. And this is why a lot of things fail. A lot of things fail because we don't consider the cost. Even the scripture says, what man or what country, should I say, goes to war and not consider the weaponry of the enemy? Who builds a house and not consider the cost? Everything we do, don't give up. Sometimes you have to weigh the cost and make good, sound decisions even before giving up. I'm not saying sometimes we should not walk away from circumstances because the cost feasibility analysis doesn't show that it's prudent to continue. And so you look at it and you just say, it's not working. This is not going to work. And those are things that you have to do. Let me tell you what happened to me last night. And I was getting ready to settle, not give up, but settle. So last night I was supposed to post the Balm of Gilead radio show and the second one tonight to help promote the brothers for Thursday night. And I did it. I decided to try the editing capabilities on it. I did it. It worked. And I want to make sure my volume is up the way it's supposed to be. I think you all can hear me. So yeah, I went to go do some minor editing on. Walked away, letting the computer do its thing, rendering it, and then I told it to upload to YouTube. By the time I got back to YouTube, I came back to the project, the computer was in sleep mode. I went to go hit the password in, and I'm locked out from my own computer. Locked out. I mean, like, completely locked out. And I said to myself, wow. And then I decided to reboot the computer. I tried that. And when I went to go reboot the computer, it took me into a whole different menu. Now it's asking me for my username, which I did not know or remember, and the password. So I just said, I'm locked. I'm done. And so I said, let me call Apple Plus or Apple Care. That's what they call it, because I use a Macintosh. So I called up Apple and came across a very, very nice technician who was very, very patient. That's one thing I like about Apple products, is that to me the customer service is very, very patient with you. That's been my experience with Apple for the past 10 years. And Apple didn't pay me to say this. And this is not about Apple. I'm just bringing out that I had a very patient technician who we had to do a restore, reboot, and several things. The first couple of things did not work at all. I mean, did not work. And we tried some other processes that eventually worked. But here's the part where I did not settle. We had to create a new username and password. But we got inside the computer. And then my whole desktop had changed. It wasn't the same anymore. It didn't look the same. I was a little upset, and I said, hey, where's my desktop? He says, well, you're going to have to go in through your Finder and look for your files, because we had to do it this way. And I says, wow. I said, so how do I get that stuff? Do I have to go through the back door and files from here on out? And he says, well, there is another way. I don't know how much time you have, but I'm going to have to switch you up to a upper level technician to get that done. Because we tried to go back and get my username. We saw it, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't showing up. And so he put me on hold for about maybe 10, and came back and says, listen, I think I read and I found a way to do it if you got time. And I said, absolutely. Well, I went through and he says, it's up to you. I don't know how long it would take. I'm willing to try it. But other than that, if it doesn't work, you have to get a senior level person. And so we tried it, and it worked. Because the other option was to leave it like it was and be glad that I got my computer rebooted. And I wasn't going to settle. I was not going to give up. I says, no, I need this stuff. Everything I do for the channel was on my desktop. Projects that I was working on. I'm still working on the pork debate series. Those things has to be written out like on a prompt monitor to spell it out, so I don't take up much time. And I said, man, I lost everything. I had PowerPoints from prior lessons. They were on the computer, but I have to go through the back door each and every time. But all that to say that I wasn't going to settle. And I thought that I was going to use that experience as a message or a short lesson to you today, to basically say that no matter what you're going through, no matter what the outlook looks like, don't give up. I used to use a saying that your outlook determines the outcome, how you see it. Some people see the glass, no matter what happens. Some people always sees the glass half full. And that's an excellent position to be in. And then you always have other people that No matter what it is, the glass is always half empty. And we should look at things from a half full perspective. And that's what gives you the encouragement to say, you know what, let's keep going. Now, it was like 12:20, and it was a long time. And I got on at about right at around 9 o'clock. I got on, and 3 hours. I mean, we tried several different things to try to get it to reboot, and it just didn't do it. So I finally got the computer back up and going, because I said, man, what about my stuff? He says, well, let's get in the computer first. Let's get it to boot up. And then in my mind, man, I wanted to send this computer to them, and I'm going to take it into an Apple store. He's going to tell me that there's not much he can do without a technician looking at it on site. I mean, all kinds of things were going through my mind. And why it happened, I have no idea. I have no idea. Other than when we did get in, we realized that my hard drive is just about full. I mean, I have a terabyte, but I've got so many video productions on there. I have to get them off. I have to find a way to put them on another device and just clean up my computer. Those old videos that you're not using, and get an external hard drive. If any of you all technicians out there got some suggestions, because a terabyte is big, and why I'm full already, I guess videos take up a lot of space. But you all shoot me an email, let me know what some recommendations are. So I was scared to cut the computer off last night. I didn't try it this morning. I'm going to try it when I get home. Hopefully everything will work well with it. I'm sure it will, because when I saw it come back up and I was maneuvering and had my old desktop back, it was good. Now, I try to back up my computer. I really do. But that is not always easy, because I'm always plugging so much stuff in and out of my ports in the back, and because I use it, I got 2 cameras hooked up to it, I got a mixing board hooked up to it, a microphone, all through the USB ports and the Thunder ports. Apple's have Thunder ports now, but it's so much. And so that being said, sometimes I forget to connect the hard drive back up, and I maybe have to do a remote way or something. But if any of you all tech savvy people out there, shoot me an email. Let me know what to do with that. Some suggestions and recommendations, especially if you're an Apple person. So I want to say hello. How you doing, Brother Israel? How you doing, Brother Harold? How you doing, my brother? Brother Ricky Sansbury, how you doing? Abraham, how you doing, my brother? Brother Tobiah, man, I've missed you. I know I was gone. I hope to see you this weekend. Brother Jerry, how you doing, brother? How you doing, Brother Daniel? All of you all, thank you so much for tuning in. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. That's coming up soon. We're going to do something special when we get there, but we're almost there. That being said, we'll talk to you soon. We'll may try to go on and do something tonight if the computer's working well. We'll talk soon.